Alright, so we already read this. I desperately wanted to get less complicated and stop thinking in formal quotes from an encyclopedia. Though my thoughts appeared one by one, being stupid, out of place, as if taken from internal monologue of the hero of some junky softcover crime fiction book. A pretty salvic face. Long braids that looked like 2 armfuls of fresh hay. Yeah, they do. And blue eyes you could drown in. Okay, you calm down. Hi, you must have just arrived. What? Why would you not reply? Yeah. Alright then, welcome. Oh, she's cute. She smiled broadly. Strange, it looked as if I had just a normal girl in front of me. Bah, I shouldn't have returned here. The woods and fields seemed better. But what shall I do next? Try and speak with her as if she was a human? Or run away, or what? Okay, dude, I think she's fucking human. The blood was pumping unbearably in my head, tearing it apart from the inside. A little bit more, and the poor pioneer girl would be splattered with the gruesome contents of my skull. Excuse me. What's so funny about that? The girl looked me over. Sent shivers down my spine, and my knees started to tremble. Nothing. Great, then. Great? What's so great about that? Suddenly, a thought crossed my mind. To hell with it all. Forget about the bus behind me, the fact that it was winter yesterday and summer today. I wanted to rip off my itchy sweater and just accept that this is actually happening. Everything is as it should be. All this is for the best. Would you happen to know? You should go to our camp leader. She'll tell you everything. Look. You go straight ahead to the square, then turn left. You'll see several small cabins. She pointed at the gates as if I knew what was behind them. Wait. Oh shit, I can go back. Well, fuck. Alright. What? Okay. Well, you can ask someone where Olga whatever cabin is. I, got it? Of course I didn't. Well, I've got to go now. Let me disappear now. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared through the gates. Literally. It seemed as if to her I was something ordinary. And all this show with the bus and the travels while awake or asleep was troubling only to me, while everything here is just the way it's supposed to be. Camp leader, pioneer form. What are they doing? What are they doing? A historical reenactment here. God damn it. I hope I won't find Lennon, John Lennon, standing atop an armored car in the square. But even that would not surprise me now, right now. After standing alone for a while, I headed into the camp. A mere 50 meters ahead, small one-story... See, that's weird. One-story house popped up from on the left side. The sign near the door said clubs. I'm going to take a sip of water. I was about to come closer. Whoa. When the door suddenly opened and a short girl wearing a pioneer form came out. Okay, so is this a leader? Her pretty face gave me the impression of one suffering for the fate of the whole of mankind with a truly universal sorrow. As soon as she saw me, the girl froze, as if frightened. I froze too, considering what was the best to do, to approach first or wait until she showed me initiative. Or maybe run away after all. What? What is your deal with running away? That's not an okay option, dude. Although the last option was constantly being suggested one. Oh my god! Only by my self-preservation instinct. At least, that's what I'd like to believe. Yeah, fuck you. Not the worst human instinct. You dick. It is the worst instinct, but far from the most illogical. If this instinct played poker against deductive abilities, the outcome would be predetermined. Dude, you're weird. And those deductive abilities, or at least their semblance, were hinting to me that there was no need to be afraid of this girl. Hi. I think you're in the wrong place, little girl. I like this music. Suddenly somebody jumped out of the nearby bushes. A girl wearing a bright red t-shirt with USSR written on it. What? That doesn't say USSR, that says CCCP. I think you're going insane. She's a perfect reproduction of the age. She looked quite short from a distance and was probably younger than both Pioneer girls. The one at the gates and this girl at the door of the clubs. Yeah, I know who you were talking about. The only girls you fucking talked to and saw. At last I decided to come closer, but the CCCP, as I called her in my mind, jumped towards the first girl and started telling her something while wildly waving her arms. The other girl, in turn, seemed confused and lowered her gaze, remaining silent. I would have probably continued to observe their amusing dialogue, but the CCCP suddenly... Okay, whatever. The Ooser suddenly pulled something out of her pocket and started waving it in front of the girl's face. This something turned out to be a grasshopper. Okay, I was looking at it and I was like, that's not a cricket. That's a fucking... The first girl squealed. She must not be too keen on insects. As she instantly rushed off towards the place where Lenin presumably made his speech about the workers' and peasants' revolution. That is to say, towards the square. The user glanced at me, and she slid off the side of the screen, grinned playfully, and dashed after her. Not a bad start to the day. I have absolutely no clue where I am. Besides that, there are some kids here playing role-playing as pioneers. And as far as I can tell, this place is located thousands of kilometers away from my home. It might even be a different reality. And this was indeed a reality. I mean, everything around me seemed so real, if a little embellished, that I was starting to think that in fact my previous life could have been just a dream. And what am I supposed to do now? I was picking at the cracked paving stones with my shoe and staring aimlessly at the club's building. Just a few more seconds before I have to come up with some decision. Decision? I cannot read today. I'm really tired and I want to kill myself right now. That's when I recalled myself rolling on the grass, weeping. I cringed in disgust. Perhaps in another instinct, when all energy from whimpering and self-pitying is used up, the body either goes into hibernation or mobilysis? Mobilisis? I've never seen that word before. It's reserves. It's got to be something like mobile, because I see the word mobile in there. Mine seemed, if you hear something like sound with the microphone, I'm trying to move it. Mine seemed to have chosen the second option, because out of the blue, I found the determination to figure out what was going on. And in order to do that, I had to act like a man, like a human, to maintain the dignity of a representative of my own world. I followed the path to the left, on the right side of which stood small cabins, apparently the homes of the local pioneers. Wow, this looks actually really cool. Actually, they looked quite cozy from the outside. I said they looked cool, not cozy. Excuse you. Even though I was born in the Soviet Union, I had never been part of the children's organizations, neither the pioneers nor even the younger October children. I guess those are clubs. I imagine the daily life of a typical pioneer camp a bit differently. Huge barracks, huge Barack Obama, subscribe, with long rows of mental bunks, Wake up call at 6 o'clock. Played by a siren. 1 minute to make your bed, then joining the information at the drill square. Or wait, could I be confusing it with something else? Suddenly something struck me on the back. It was a knife. No. I staggered but remained on my feet. Turned around and prepared to fight heroically for my life. No, you... Okay. All things considered, you were not... That's not what you were about to do. You're about to fucking run away or some shit. But all I found was another girl standing before me. My mouth hung open in surprise. Pick your jaw up off the ground. I closed my mouth. The same pioneer uniform, by the way, she was wearing it looked, let's say, provocative. You mean sluttish? Slutty? Like all the girls I had met here before, this one was rather cute. But her overly arrogant expression killed any desire to get to know her better. New here, are you? Fine, see ya. She is really cute. She threw a threatening glance at me and walked past. I waited for the pioneer girl to turn at the corner. Who knows what else she might have been up to. The most interesting thing was that even the hostile girl seemed completely normal to me. She didn't give off the feeling of some deadly danger. And the other ones did? Okay. Except maybe the danger of getting punched in the nose. At last, I managed to make it to the square. There was no linen in an armored car, although one could easily expect something like that after this had happened. Instead, however, a monument to a certain comrade towered in the middle of the square. The letters on the pedestal read, Genda. Must be some big figure in the party. There were some small benches on the sides. It was quite pleasant. It's quite pleasant here. Where did that girl tell me to go? To the left or to the right? To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. And why am I going there anyways? Right, I've decided to pretend to be normal. And you have to meet the leader, you dumb shit. So, to the right. Through a small grove. Wow, this looks really fucking cool. Like, I want to go here and walk through this trail. I came out to a pier. I must have taken a wrong turn. Hey. Oh, that's a girl. Hey, wrong way. Turn towards the voice. Whoa. Oh, it's her. The first girl stood before me. Or that. Now, what did I tell you? Take a left at the square, wasn't it? She had changed from the pioneer uniform into a bikini. Yeah, I can fucking see that. Oh, I still haven't introduced myself. My name is... Slavia? Saliva? Actually, my full name's... Slaviana? But everyone calls me Slavia. Wow, that sounds bad. You're a slave? Slavia. You can too. Yeah. I still felt a bit confused, so I couldn't come up with a more meaningful answers. And what's your name? It felt like she could see right through me. Yeah. Semyon. Nice to meet you, Semyon. Alright, I'm almost done here. Could you wait here a minute? I'm going to change. And while we go to Olga something together, agreed? Agreed. After this exchange, she ran off. I sat on the pier and left my feet hanging into the water. I was wearing heavy winter boots, but in such weather, there was nothing wrong with getting my feet wet. Well, yeah, but I hope your boots aren't in the water. Furthermore, you let me cool myself a tittle. A tittle? What is wrong with me? A little. Looking at the river, I was brainstorming and processing everything that has happened. This is some kind of conspiracy. It's a weird one, even too friendly at times. No, it really looks more like a random event. Some entirely incomprehensible random event. It's a fucking big word. Shall we go? Aw, come on. No, I'm just kidding. Slavia was standing beside me, dressed in the pioneer uniform again. Yeah, I like this better. Let's go. I've been here for a very short time, but all the people I've met, she looks the least suspicious. Well, yeah. However, this fact is already suspicious itself. I walked to the square. Hi. The user girl and the girl who hit me on the back were there, chasing each other. Well, they seem to be just standing there. Is that some kind of game they're playing? Obviously, dude. Uliana, enough running. I'll tell everything to Olga, whatever. Hey, aye, Captain. I decided not to question Slavia for a while about what was going on in the local residence. Better meet with the mysterious Olga something first. Sounds like she's the boss here. Yeah. We walked past the rows of almost identical cabins, some of which looked like fat beer barrels, while other looked more like household sheds. Oh, they look like barns too, dude. Finally, Slavia stopped in front of the smallish one-story cabin. There's a lot of those. Oh, this one, okay. It looked like an artist's painting. The faded paint, chipping here and there with age, was sparkling in the sun. The window shutters, slightly ajar, were swaying almost unnoticeably in the wind. The huge lilac bushes were growing at the sides. It seemed as if the ramshackle hut was drowning in a storm of purple silk. And the lilacs, like something, or like some elemental force, was inexorably, I don't know what that word is, destroying the troop leader's house. What are you standing around for? Let's go. Slavia snapped me out of my daydreaming. And stop teasing Lena already. Reyna? Sounds like there's someone inside. What the fuck was that? Indeed, a moment later the door swung open and Uliana ran out and dashed past with the same mischievous grin. The pig-tailed girl came out next. Okay. Don't let it bother you, Lena. Lena. So her name is Lena. Gotta be thankful it's not Reyna, at least. But I don't. Instead of finishing her sentence, she blushed and quickly headed towards the square. Hey, she's like you. She fucking runs off. For some reason, I felt like turning and following her with my eyes, but Slavia said, "Come." That's gross, Slavia. We entered the cabin. Yeah, I could tell. Inside it looked something similar to what I'd imagined. 2 beds, a table, a couple of chairs, a simple carpet on the floor, a wardrobe. Nothing special, but at the same time it felt home-like and cozy. Although this room was almost in the same state of disorder as my own flat. The girl standing near the window appeared to be 25 years old. I mean, she looks 19. Nature had obviously gifted her with a pretty face and good body. Dude, nature's done that for all of these girls. Are you fucking kidding me? At least one thing can keep you happy in this pandemonium. The locals are beautiful. You're finally here. Excellent. My name is Olga something. I'm the camp leader. Nice to meet you. I'm Simeon. I decided to talk as if I wasn't surprised by anything that was going on. She came closer. We've been expecting you since early this morning. You've been expecting me? Yes, of course. When does the next bus come? And why do you need it? Yeah, right. Why do I need it? Guess I shouldn't ask direct questions. The people here may react to them quite unlike how I'd prefer. And I doubt I'd get any answers. No reason, just curious. By the way, where are we exactly? Our mailing address, I mean? I wanted to send a letter to my parents and tell them that I got here. Fine. For some reason, I had the desperate idea that if I played along, I would find something out. Yeah, I get what you're doing. Oh, but your parents called just half an hour ago. Sent their regards to you. Now that's a surprise. So, can I call them? Because I forgot to tell them something before I left. No! She gave me a sweet, spontaneous smile. Why not? We don't have a phone here. Yay. Okay. Then how could my parents make a call to here? Yeah. I've just come back from the district's central town. I talked with them there. Ah, so that's how it is. And can I somehow get to the town? No. She kept the same smile. Why not? Because the next bus only comes in a week. Why can't I walk there? I decided not to inquire how the troop leader managed to get there and back. I would get no answer anyway. Well, if you did, you'd probably get a no. All this time, Slavia was standing next to me, and she seemed to find nothing odd in our conversation. Oh, we need to find a uniform for you. Oh, am I gonna wear it like that one girl? Kind of tie it up on my stomach? I've got absolutely no desire to put on pioneer shorts or to wear the ridiculous red neckerchief. Dude, you said you liked the uniform, though. I could have sworn you did. However, wearing winter clothes in summer isn't a great idea either. Oh, he's talking about himself. Okay, I thought he was talking about the uniform being winter clothes. I was about to go nuts. Right, thank you. I wonder if I'm the only one here who finds it strange that someone's wearing a coat and winter boots in such heat. Radio, I'll be off then. And you get yourself acquainted with the camp. Well, I was trying to by asking you shit to call my parents and shit, but you refused. Don't forget to come to dinner in the evening. Having said that, she walked out of the cabin. No, quote-unquote walked is not the right word. She rushed out. I ended up alone with Slavia. Ooh. I must go too. Got things to do. Take a walk, look around the camp a bit. See you in the evening. If there's no threat or catch to this, then this is reality. Wait. If there is no threat or catch to this, then this reality, as embodied by Slavia, becomes more and more appealing. Okay. For the first time today, I realized that it was awfully hot here. Although, obviously, my winter clothes were to blame for that. Yeah, no shit. I took off my coat and dropped it onto the bed. My pullover followed it. Pullover? Okay, I know what that is. I was now wearing only the t-shirts. That's much better. Yeah, that's... okay. You know, that's because you took off winter clothes in a summer season, you dick. Weed. All I could do now was follow their advice and go look around the camp. I'll try to find something out in the meantime. Passing the local, quote-unquote, residential district, I saw a pioneer guy coming my way. Hey, finally a guy! Alright. Wow, he looks... Dude. Your eyebrows are as thick as your strands of hair. And it was really a pioneer guy, not a pioneer girl. Yeah, that's why you said a pioneer guy came over to you, you fucking shit. Apparently there were men even in this kingdom of Amazons. Hold on.
Hello. You're new here. You must be Simeon, right?
And how do you...
Everyone knows already. I'm electronic, by the way. The real one. You can call me that.
Electronic was a robot character appealing as the series and looks exactly like Alright. Things are going from crazy to completely insane. Alright.
Uliana also calls me cheesy.
Cheesy? On toast with mushrooms? What? What was that comment about?
Because my last name is Cheesekov.
I see.
Let me show you around.
I accepted his offer as it would have taken much longer to get to know this place alone. Fine, let's go. We ended up at the square again, as if this place was all there is to this camp. As if this place was all there is to this camp. That doesn't make any sense to me. He's talking about the square, I guess? Lena was sitting on one of the benches, reading some book. Electronic confidently approached her. Oh, look at him.
Hello, Lena. Meet the new guy, Simeon.
He started briskly. Hello. Well, you could say we've already met in a way. Yes. She looked away from the book for a moment, glanced at me, blushed, and went back to reading, as if not noticing that we were still here.
Alright, let's go on.
I was at first surprised that meeting this girl was reduced to a couple of words, but then I thought that it was better that way. Electronic's vigorous activity did not fit well in Lena's shyness. Let's go.
Let's go!
Next we came to a building, which I instantly identified as a canteen. Oh, excuse me.
And this here?
I know, this is where you consume organic food.
Yeah, something like that.
How do we know that? On the canteen's... Oh, because he knows what a canteen is. On the canteen's porch stood a unfriendly girl who hit me on the back earlier. At the sight of her, my joking mood vanished in the blink of an eye. Really? Now is not the best time to be pulling this guy's leg, even though he is quite hilarious. First, I need to figure out what's what here, or at least where I am.
Her over there. That's Allison. Be careful around her.
He spoke in a whisper.
Don't ever risk calling her Bakshke. She doesn't like that.
What did you say? What did you call me? She must have heard him. In the blink of an eye. Wow, you really like using that fucking phrase. Alyssa jumped down from the porch and dashed towards us. What's this fucking metal music? Like, alright, you'll manage from here onwards. Ah, fuck.
Alright, you'll manage here from onwards.
Electronic took to his heels. God damn it. I'm gonna do nothing this time, actually. Alyssa, running past, stops for a moment and growled. Okay.
I'll deal with you later.
Deal with me? What did I do wrong? I added a forced, guilty smile to my words. But what am I guilty of? And she made no reply and carried on chasing Electronic. Looks like I'll have to kill time alone, waiting for dinner. I decided to go east. At least. With east. With a feast. And I don't know any more rhymes. At least in the direction where east would be in my world. Soon after, I found myself near a football pitch. Oh. Cool. The game was in full swing there. I guess watching it for a bit wouldn't do any harm. In my childhood and teen years, I was not a bad player myself, and even thought of going professional, but a few injuries in a row killed my desire to risk any health for a sake of uncertain chance in the game. Kids of different ages were running around the pitch. I could see a boy of about 10 and a girl of about 14 years old. A girl? Hey, that's Uliana. Alright, so she plays football. What's so surprising? She seems a real restless one, after all. I was standing quite far from the pitch, but she still noticed me. Hey, you. Uliana shouted. Want to play? I didn't know how to answer. Maybe yes or no. Jesus Christ. On the one hand, running around for 10 minutes is no big deal. Okay. You're gonna regret saying that later. On the other hand, any wrong move in my situation could be my final one. Oh, okay, so he can have easier injuries now, I'm guessing. But in any case, my attire wasn't suitable for its weather. What? But you changed out of your winter clothes. If I played in winter boots and warm jeans, I would sweat like a pig. Then why? God. Why didn't you change it in the uniform they fucking gave you, dude? And playing barefoot and without jeans would be simply unethical. Then wear socks, dude. Maybe another time, alright? I shouted in response, turned around and walked back. I was followed by Uliana's screams about my pants, or about me being a pansy or something like that. Oh, she probably said scaredy pants, dude. You never heard of that expression? Evening was falling, making me feel tired and empty after a day wasted with no real purpose. I came back to the square, sat down on a bench, and gave an exhausted sigh. Why was it just black, and now it's like daytime? I thought that was supposed to represent that it was nighttime. Maybe this is the next day. I better sit here and wait for dinner. Nope, it's not. After all, it's easier to search for answers when you're not hungry. Did I miss anything? Came back to the square, sat down and mentioning an exhausted sigh. I didn't read that last time. Better sit here and wait for dinner. After all, it's easier to search for answers when you're not hungry. They do give food to the people here, right? You know, it's curious how the simplest human needs can break the will to ponder on things, to strive for something. For example, I feel hungry now, so I care much less about where I am or what is happening to me. Yeah, that's because you're hungry, dude. Could great people also be affected by this? Yes! What are you talking about? And in that case, how did Spartacus start the slave uprising in ancient times? I can only conclude that I am not a great person, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't even matter which mechanism I serve as a gear in, society, the Matrix, or a weird pioneer camp. My thoughts were interrupted by the sound of bells chiming in the loudspeaker on a light pole. It must be the dinner call. I headed towards the canteen. It was a good thing that now I knew where it was. Well, yeah, even if you didn't, you could have just followed the sound of the bell, dude. Olga something was there, standing on the porch. I stopped and looked closely at her, as if I were expecting something. She looked back at me for a while, but at last came closer. Simeon, what are you waiting for? Come in already. Guess nothing bad can happen if I go with her. My stomach backed me up there, or here. Holy shit! Okay, I didn't know there were this many people here. The two of us went inside. The canteen looked like a canteen. Really? I had a chance to visit a factory canteen at some point in my life. This one was exactly the same, just maybe a bit cleaner and more modern. Yeah, this is clean as fuck. Metal chairs and tables, glazed tiles on the walls, and on the floor, unsophisticated tableware with the occasional crack. I guess that's what a canteen in a pioneer camp's supposed to look like. Simeon, wait a moment. We'll find you a place to sit. She looked around the place. Something. Hold it right there. Olga shouted at Alyssa, who was passing by. What? What's up with your clothes? Oh. She doesn't like the way it's tied. Anything wrong with them? Indeed, her attire looks somewhat... Okay, sorry, there's a hair in my mouth. That was fucking gross. Her attire looks somewhat provocative. Get your uniform nice and neat right now. Alright, alright. There you go. See? It's better. Alyssa got her shirt... Alyssa got her shirt right and walked past, shooting an unpleasant glare at me. Why me? God, this is like Season 2, The Telltale Walking Dead. So where can we find you a place to sit? There weren't a lot of free seats. Go over there next to Uliana. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. The food's already on the table, too. I had no other choice but to accept. Uliana's not that bad, dude. Come on. She's... In common Russian language is meat. Fried or baked in the shape of a ball. Dude. I fucking want to try that. Of course, there was the probability that the cutlets... That's what that is, yep. Were poisoned with curare. Or curare. The mashed potatoes generously seasoned with arsenic. And the glass filled with excellent antifreeze instead of compote. Compote. I don't know why I said it like that. But it all looked so tasty that I had no chance to resist. Hey, what do you want? Don't answer her like that. Come on, dude. I replied rather rudely to Oleana, who was sitting next to me. Why didn't you want to play football with us? Because of my clothes, said I, pointing at the source of the problem. Oh, alright then. Eat. However, there wasn't much left to eat. My cutlet was missing from the plate. Only she could have done it. No, more precisely, none but Uliana could have done it. Give me back my cutlet. In a big family, you snooze, you lose. It can cost you a cutlet if you are careless. Give it back, I'm telling you. Nah, fuck it, dude. It's not worth it. See, I don't have it. And indeed, Uliana's plate was empty. It seemed that this little girl eats as fast as she steals someone's cutlets. Take it easy, we'll work something out now. She grabbed my plate and ran off. There was no point in following her. If they wanted to poison me here... What?! Okay. They could have done it in a much easier way. About a minute later, Uliana returned and handed me the plate without a steaming hot cutlet on it. Oh, with. Here's one for the starving. Thanks. See? If you don't fucking get on her balls about it, she'll be nice. That's... okay. Holy crap, that is a lot of mashed potatoes. It was all I could say. I was so hungry that my suspicions were gone in a flash. I picked up the cutlet with my fork and... oh, God! Ugh!